Hello, 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 Miss Salone Fambulem. We don't come again. The people away they joined this program for the first time. My name na Abdul Karim Kagbo, and me na una brother, me na una pikin, me na una uncle, me na una daddy. The one them way I go say me pikin big for. So and me above all, me na Sierra Leonean, and believe it or not, I will claim myself as very patriotic Sierra Leonean. Not to just the name say for put Salon Force, I dey put Salon Force, and even in my actions, not to just on VOS, my actions na the ground for in my own little way help people in a salon. People and we not to even me direct relatives. They try for do me a little way for help them. And I'll go say waiting I dey help people and with. But I want let una know say because beaucoup people can say, well, una dey talk, una the diaspora, wetin una don't do for Salone. And I want to make am very clear before I ask una for share. But again, una share because the thing them way are they open with, the talk way I can they open with. I want for let beaucoup people and get them clear. Salone, not to one person get them. Salone, now we all get Salone. So the requirement for be a Sierra Leonean, a patriotic Sierra Leonean, you don't need forget a business day. You don't need for create jobs because some of una can feel saying are the criteria that for let somebody concerned about the direction of the country. Oh, wait, you don't do for the country. No, that never be criteria. It left to the individual self for giving your own conviction for do something we go help other people them. But I believe say majority of the Sierra Leoneans then within the diaspora, they send money back home, whether or not to their direct relatives or friends or neighbors or maybe charity. But I believe say majority they send money back home. So let's talk to the people within a salon, particularly with brothers and sisters them we either the politicians or other people them they use una for bash we within the diaspora, turn una against we. But yet, when something happened to una, it look like say, from my experience though, we can be the first people them where una they call. Where una they make them like say na emergency and we now on a lifeline. Most families they do that. So if thinking one simple something then I will say you always want for put you mot usa you money dey. So if people in the diaspora they help una, so why we self not forget the authority for say something where they affect una we probably if una do the right thing we go blow, we it go minimize the rate at which some people and they deprive themselves from the diaspora for no more let una live a better life. Some people them they even reduce the money with them for buy food, send them na Africa. Some people them they use them credit card. The money where they work, then send them Africa for go buy food for themselves, for them picking them. They use credit card. We mean then go trust. But the money where they work, then send them for una Africa. So it's very important for una take we the same way as una take I go say the rogue politicians them when they even do much for promoting our lives. So this is my opening for today. Again, Mina Abdul Karim Kagbo. So let us talk about the topic. And before I talk about the topic though, I want to make them clear. Last week, I mean on Thursday, we get heated debate where to me that kind debate day now one for let we they see na parliament and even na then social media. Let we not fet, let we not cause, but let we agree for disagree How then call that one day per English? Tolerance. So if somebody they support a different party, then they not make a less of Sierra Leonean at all, because the country don't so politicize that if now SLPP government in a power, if you na APC, automatically they see you as enemy of the state, not just the government too, but enemy of Salone, and that's wrong. Usai with tolerance level go. And me, we all forget the equal right for belong to who that whose party or organization one belong to. And I feel say then therefore be a base or area where you for capitalize on and not listen to the person waiting it is say the concerns them where that particular person or group of people them they raise because you say them belong to a different party, then they're not good for the country. So I they open the phone line, the phone lines they're open right away. By the way though, again as I will talk about Thursday program, personally I enjoy the program. And some plenty of una we be join because I don't know if the term way is say una no una be don't log off or una no be join it. Auntie Kadi we can join me regularly this BNTM. I say this BNTM because I they hold the baton for Matilda we na him na the principal host of this show we na the Salone Issues show. So I the only baton for him, take it calm. But I go try for probably maintain the Saturday program because Saturday I'm a regular job and I dey work. So me na 9 to 5 and Monday to Friday type of workman. So Saturdays I want for give me time, let's say that, to Salone people them for like the 2 cents. Let me self as Sierra Leonean contribute to waiting they go on at the country. Whether it makes sense or not, but I sure say if I talk 100%, maybe 1% go day we I believe say go push the country before we go make sense. So it left owner for be the judge. So Auntie Kadi get engagement, an event, so you're not able for join me tonight. And Matilda will talk on this behind the scene because, like I say before, I get a family commitment. But as soon as they are available, we go make una know because some people be comment and say they want for see Matilda, they want for see Madam Fadima. But I want una know say now volunteer we all they volunteer. We all get we own individual things them, we commitment them, either family commitment or otherwise. So we want for be as accommodating as possible because now volunteer we all they volunteer. But yes, behind the scene we able CEO and all the other people involved. They make sure say Madam Fadima because he be lost in mama and it still they grieve. So one for gam enough time for like it go through that grieving process. I believe say plenty of you are aware of that. And Madam Sister Matilda himself beget Berry in family. Now they go tap because again now something personal to them, and we want to respect that. So dear, I know say beaucoup people don't sort of strongly disagree with Antikadi and talk different things, but no, Antikadi now somebody way I strongly believe say now patriotic Sierra Leonean and now smart woman. So but because of a too late back now UK, it tell me say behind the scene it go only able for they join the program on Saturdays. So on a go see God's will, if nothing else no come up, on a go see for join me every Saturday at the same time when at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then 8 p.m. UK time and 7 p.m. Sierra Leone time. So it will join me. So that's not the message. And now the numbers then for call and the phone lines they're open right away. So the people away they watch we from North America, they can call toll free. We the not get for pay for this call, and the toll free now 1-866-944-7722. 1-866-944-7722. And the UK number where una can reach we at plus 442080891455 plus 442080891455. And if you call from Australia, where I know say right now the female the female soccer they on the women's sorry the women's soccer they on and this now World Cup. So FIFA Women's World Cup they take place right now in Australia. I know say down they safe they engage you now. But if by any chance you want for participate in this program and you want for call directly, you can able call and use the number 612909843337 612909843337. So that number there you for able forget we directly. And the number where they say now a one port number we na number we on all any part of the world, even including the side and where I just don't call. If una now feel say una want for call directly, and the WhatsApp allow na this now one port, and the WhatsApp number una can reach we now 1-343-997-5828 1-343-997-5828. So now the number and they una can reach we at and like I say the phone lines they're open right away. Una can call right away because the last time we noticed say boku people be they call we and then they sort of help we for understand plenty of una areas them way una get concerned and how una self feel say because few people them actually call and they offer solution as to how we they go past this situation where we get so right now in our country. Some people they not feel in our situation, but I go show now some things them way I feel say we all supposed for concern. Okay, so there were not the number, and now let we go to the topic proper. So if we're not seeing at the screen, we put say now current issues making headlines in Sierra Leone as of July 22nd, way not today. So we put the date, let una know say na recent program, na live program. And the thing that we want for talk where I want for talk about today, I go give una a rundown. Let's sort of go back to Thursday program. Thursday program, we be play a video where that video they boku of una come out and say na fake. So and I be promise una because again the source where I get the video from, the person will send them to me now somebody where I hold to high esteem now somebody we na part of VOS and that person they una self respect them. So that person they send them and we are the time for put the programs to the program together send that video there and say look into it and at that make the topic we deliberately say allegation because whether the video authentic or not that person na allegation we don't know in source. If even in source reliable, we still get for treat them as allegation until otherwise either the court prove and say yes, that be happen. But I just give me a general take. Now, yeah, I will just zoom through very quickly. Salone, Boku people again another point finger, but Boku people in the name of party loyalty. Where I don't see them severally in a VOS. When you post something, then they even go for verify. As long as they within the expectation of empathy or put empathy in good light, automatically they say na fake. So I don't know if now that kind strategy they then feel say Salongo go before where issues them where we all for RDS as Sierra Leoneans them, where una want for distract people them, where I go say patriotic Sierra Leoneans them, where they try for address issues them of the country, waiting the country they go through, then una can do is either una discredit the person where they present the information, or una discredit the source without even any verification. Miss Salone brothers and sisters, then that approach we just they continue for fast forward the downwardness of we country, because that strategy you self where they engage in that strategy and they benefit you, because at the end of the day, let we assume say some of una they get direct benefit from the government, but if we not address their issues, then the country go bad, and where it go bad, maybe the government, not even maybe self, highly likely the government not go able forget the resources for continue for the bribe you. I put them boldly, say they bribe you una for let una they engage in then destructive actions here. So I they always appeal to both the APC and SLPP supporters, because I know saying at them party then they don't dominate the country. So yes, this also include independents and other parties them, people that already support other parties them. But predominantly, APC, SLPP, I want for RDS, the supporters them. Dear Abeg, that word where una self can they use put Salone force. That word they not for be something for just slogan, a political slogan. We need for deep down now we art them. Now we soul, that we mean them. Because Boko of una don't see una comments them. They agree with me saying that one Salone we get. And plenty of we where they na the diaspora, people that will not even get job, they able go for what we call naya unemployment insurance, where you they put into it the tell we get job, where job left you, then go they give money, we go they sustain you. Salone, who people are not get that opportunity there. So una with the Salone, this now specifically for una. The people in the diaspora, if not a love for them country, them I go say they in a sort of better of position, because again, now them place here, no disrespect for the people that will not get place for leave, the homeless. But yeah, I go say to some extent, now a choice for be homeless. Now the diaspora, where they say diaspora, I mean the advanced countries them. Because diaspora mean outside of Salone. You can then again yourself, it considered the diaspora. So I want to make it clear, the reference now mostly now the advanced countries them we're able to provide what we call safety net for them people them, including the immigrants them, and at times even people that we know they're not in country legally. If they're sick, then able go in a hospital, then get medical treatment and things like that. So then they're in a better shape compared to una with the Salone. No disrespect about that though. I just emphasize on the safety net, meaning that the country, the government go able for take care of them people and they. Unlike una, where the government mostly from waiting I don't see, I don't make it clear. Now yeah, the only leader na Salone where I go say it sort of convince me, and then based on waiting I read. Now Sir Milton Magai. After Milton Magai, all the leaders then will we get after that, in my opinion, they not push Salone go in the right direction. I go use the word bluntly. They were terrible. And the one we currently did it, I not see, I not convinced, say it gets the country at heart, it go continue, it go develop the country. But me not just want for use my opinion on this program. I can always usai numbers then they I can show na numbers them, and usai I believe say other credible source then they, I go show una then source then they. So again, I want to tell una boku boku thank you. We una join we. So this is not the program lineup. The first thing first, because of currently the situation where we dey, where the international community make them very clear, say the Salone June 24th, 2023 election is not credible. This not to me, I want on a quote, because me not get the evidence, say it not credible. So at the quote on and unquote, and I go show now in a moment, one organization we're very credible, and I go show una force the US ambassador to Salone in tweet about that report day, and the report I go show now the date. So now the Carter Center, the report with them pull regarding the election, and let una self see for una self. And what I go do, because of Salone people them, majority of the supporters them, and particularly though, there's not anything personal, but particularly the supporters of SLPP, then can always where show something na fake. So now that make waiting I want to do today. I want for show una the tweet, and I go na Twitter live, and then I click on the link. Let una see say not to any fake link or anything, because normally I can download the reports then they, and then we can come to una. But even so, people them they tell me say, oh now fake. I go give you an example before I come back to that. Like I show now something where I post now VOS, and immediately where I post them, several people then come. All 10 VOS post fake news and stuff. Imagine fumble them. I even post the link to this report where now the US Department of State report. I post this report, and guess what? The first thing where I go consider the party loyalist them, instead of thinking about the impact of this kind statement. No, the first thing is, oh, VOS don't come back with a fake news. So even where I put the link, but me fumble them, so now some of them things here I want to let we talk about specifically today in terms of how the international body currently sees Salone. I don't put the topic say the impact or the consequences of the international body for Dana them black book. But again, Boku people will interpret and differently. And I get plenty other things then for discuss. Now I make us say, I put as current issues making headlines in Sierra Leone as of July 22nd, 2023. So this now one example. So now that's make I go show on the website, but this particular statement where I put now relevant statement where I go say it build up to the additional condemnations then we will get from the international community. So this is something where, to me, as Sierra Leonean, we need for take very seriously, because Salone, even if we able provide for we self, like for feed we self and all lentin and day, still we need the international body. Like you know example to Ukraine. Ukraine, I go say, them be able to take care of themselves, because they are the highest producer of wheat, like where they make boku boku food them. So technically, we go say they're able to feed themselves. But even so, we don't say they still need the international organization or the international community, because as small of a country, you surrounded or you they share border with aggressor. Somebody where I go say na person way and not democratic and not care for people and well-being. they put them bluntly like that. We now the Russian president. So waiting Russia do, and now something we're supposed for they against the United Nations Charter. Say for go attack another country, then they considered foreign aggression. So una see the point where I dey make now, where una they say, oh, no need the international body, we not sovereign state. Even where Salone, we not able to feed we self. And even the so-called free education program where the president they say na flagship program and stuff. Now the international body then they sponsor that. And I made for understand say even with ACC boss in salary they come up from the international body. And beaucoup other programs them, like the program where the first lady, where now Mrs. Fatima Bill, where it a champion and of our girls. Now it depend on foreign donors. So you see where we not go able for isolate we self from the international community. We make it very important for that we listen to them and we address the concerns them we then get where will make we continue for dinner and good books. And another thing though where I want for also share with Una is we dey talk about foreign investors. And the former president of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, we post him na VOS. And make can clear the paraphrase, meaning that I'm not going to say exactly word for word, but along the lines say, it say money na like devil. It afraid usai confusion day. So remember, and how we end up? He end up say, if Salone not get the act them together, if we continue with this kind of instability, confusion, in political tension, and all that, it is scare sober investor away. And remember, President Bill, from where he come, he don't tell we say it travel for go convince investors them. He not even believe in Sierra Leoneans them. Where if for encourage for go back home, but it specifically be they emphasize on foreign investors. So if we either emphasize on foreign investors, and now the major players them, now the international community, they say they need something where go verify say we election a credible. So then they're not supposed to be a cause for concern to una, my brothers and sisters them. So you are again at the emphasize on this. This not supposed to be about una party. This not supposed to be about just APC or SLPP. This supposed to be about Sierra Leone. And I just they put to una the areas them where una for concentrate as to why it's very important. Now let I come to back that Ukraine example where I begin. So if you look at that Ukraine situation, Salone, again, that video will be show. Yes, but often be say not to fake. Now, I mean, are fake. But given that a caller don't come and make and a very much indicated say not to fake video. Now, true video, then they don't ascertain that. But I don't want to let this program entirely be about that particular video day. I want to let it be about the way forward. Okay? Because that program day, we don't do them on Thursday. So I want for pick up on that now as to some of the things them way that Monday be say. So I want for pick on them. So that bring me to the fact, say, where some of we they talk about the international community. Say, oh well, Salone a sovereign state, they're not for dictate to we how for run we country, how Salone elections for go, how the results for go. Now mistake. A huge mistake we they make for they say that and for believe say Then they go push Salone go before. Huge mistake. And sadly enough, I'm not saying that the politicians, then particularly in this case, President Bill, now in the, I go use one word now, yeah. Now in the champion, this on a direction for say the international body, we no care about waiting them think because Salone na sovereign country. But una member during the war, where Fode Sanko creates that situation where Boku people lost their hand, their foot, and Boku other atrocities them. And like me directly, I be affected. Where rebel kill me daddy January 1999, January 6, 1999, and other family members there. So imagine we don't sort of force for go through then sacrifice them day. I use the word force because that's something where me daddy I go make them very clear to people them. Yes, now be civil servant and he be get high position now the country, but it not be engaged in that active politics. And plenty times self where I be they grow up like CNN, BBC, now international news more because then turning in a one party system. So you don't get much choice. The only variation now member of parliament them. And then they self the person or people them way Sheki want for going to parliament and now them people and they go parliament. And way to me, Sheki now one of the people them way ruin that country day. Again, I know say some SLP, some of me SLPP brothers and sisters them go think otherwise, but it very clear. Say Sheki, well, I go start from Albert Magai. Albert Magai, like that, libel law and stuff like that. He championed that. For Mosu, Sierra Leoneans them, we no like waiting they do. We oppose to a rule. So from them, we don't they see then kind suppression in the country. We up till now, we they see that we are not good for the country. We fumble them. So you go back to that international thing where they talk about. But me fumble them. We don't say, oh, we don't want the international body for calm. I mean, for dictate to we, because we in a sovereign country, we able to take care of ourselves, and we election a free and fair corner that are appoint them, not to the not to international body appoint them, and when I make all them clever cases then they except if we go back to that war where we all directly suffer from. Waiting happen during that time they we fumble them. Where the war don't really tense. Plenty of we, who that's not the people that we call on to. The international body for rescue we. Una remember, this now a situation where we be the fact we self. Not to foreign aggression, not to say na Guinea attack we, or Liberia attack we, or other country attack we. Now we Sierra Leoneans them. Now we be they kill each other. But yet the international body, they even like ECOMOG, led by Nigeria, they risk their lives for can rescue we from we self. Ebo, how now for forget so quickly. And now this international body, where we they go now the wrong direction, on the bash, where something go out of hands, now we self, we don't bring we self to this level, to that deteriorating level, go begin Allah, or the international body, who side and day, we don't know able can rescue we. Ebo, why one forget them both ways? Why one moment we say, oh, the international body, let them left Salone alone. And then after, where something unavoidable, I go use that word, happen, and then we bash and say the international body no care. ebo, me fumble them. Let we think twice before we they talk, before we they allow the politicians them, including President Bill, for push we country now that direction we don't want for let go again. So la pause here and then show una the tweet, and then after which I go try for read the comment. Given that Nami one today it go difficult for the flip in between the screens, so una go yeah I go ask una for patience with me. Because I really want for get una comments them, and I see beaucoup people that don't join. We are humble, and I really appreciate that. For let we all discuss this important issue. We fumble them. So again, as I say, I go to sort of when I go to see sometimes I they turn me face. Not just for check on the phone lines and the other aspects them. So una go bear with me, please. Again, let I tell for sure una as I don't promise. The U.S. ambassador in tweet. This not tweet. And we all know, say plenty of them now, they make their statement on Twitter. So now something we and I feel say on for get any doubt, except as usual, we Sierra Leoneans them, we they see something black and white, and yet we they call them a different color. But that's now we all sort of I go say, then they up to we. For let we able for tell we self say not to in the interest of the country. Again, let us show now the tweet. So me fumble them. This not the tweet. This tweet now from the U.S. ambassador, and as of yesterday, not to say now late now something we don't tell. Now yesterday, the ambassador tweet here. So what in it tweet? It tweet say Carter Center questions the credibility of Sierra Leone election results and calls for release of results at the polling station level. At the polling station level. So again, it bring me down to that situation where, unfortunately though, President Bill with his supporters them, or plenty of his supporters them, they feel say, let them continue for go the wrong direction. This thing go away. No, it not go away. We get so much for lose if we try for disregard the request here. From whose term that don't make this request? From where the election be over? Where the time where corner begin with that 60%. But even where they begin the counting, they make it clear, say it's not transparent. As a result, they need further proof, say the election credible. So now what I go do, because the ambassador don't reference the Carter report. Again, I we don't download them, but I want click on them before una yai. Okay? Let we read them together. We will just read a small portion of it, maybe the first paragraph, for let we able fully understand waiting Salone they currently face. And I go show una back plenty other in the situations them we probably we not able for handle. So let I click on this. So now with the try for open them, and as una don't see, so what they do now, let us zoom them right before una yai them. The Salone people again, this I no say na kojuma koju. Okay, so I don't zoom them right before una yai. Okay, so una see na ya say as recent as the 21st, where now yesterday. So then publish this yesterday, and the same yesterday, the ambassador of US, now Salone, in self-tweet for strengthening then concern here. So let us scroll slowly. Again, I want to do all this before una yai. Let una not say, oh, na fake. All waiting I want for do na ya me fumble them. Now for like we able for understand things them and say, okay, well, you know what? Let we sort of move on. And how we they move on? Now for let we address some of them concerns here we didn't get. Otherwise, foreign investors then go scared. We didn't see this. Now one major issue that. But let I read them for una, okay? I go do them very slowly though, because we understand, say, Boku people and in a salon where they watch as well, and the internet at times can slow and things like that. So the Carter Center questions the credibility of Sierra Leone election results and calls for release of results at the polling station level. That's not the headline of this report. And as I say, the report's now be July 21st, 2023. So now from now Atlanta, US. So the reports say, following the conclusion of the tabulation process, the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone released final results for parliamentary, mayoral, and local government elections in the first days of July, showing unusual variances compared to the results of the presidential race released on June 27th. This heightens doubts about the credibility of the tabulation process and the results from the June 24th election. I know say they use boku boku words them, but some of the words them where I really want for like una sef see na ya. Now the word like where they say unusual variance. Unusual variance. Sorry, so unusual variance, and they emphasize compared to the results of the presidential race. So what in this mean? It means say the way how they tabulate the parliamentary result, the mayoral result, and the local government result, it different from the way how they handle the presidential result. So because of them two methods then they were different, it even continue for a doubt per the entire process. So now that in short form, it mean by waiting they say so. So me fumble them again. This now something where I want for really appeal to una. Say where you take this, and then the second part talk about parliamentary, mayoral, and local government election results were initially released by verbal announcements at a press conference on July 1st. So now the difference that they highlight now, okay? So they release the parliamentary, the mayor, and the local government election. The first way they release them, they make them by announcement, by press conference, where in fact Kone be called July 1st. So the actual numbers were then published over multiple days on social media. The actual numbers were then published over multiple days on social media. Comparing the ECSL's data for the preliminary elections with the presidential elections, there are differences in turnout as well as differences in votes for key parties in many districts. These variances raise further questions about the credibility of the election results. Me fumble them. If una be member, I be post then results then they and by the tag by the comment I put say bo election happen the same day, all the elections them. The presidential election, the parliamentary elections, the mayoral elections, the local council elections, the chairman them, all the elections they happen the same day, the same moment, the same process. So tell me how people them, for the most part, remember, not to that situation where you go say you vote for a particular person now your constituency. So as a result, you elect the president, but you not elect that person there. Now you can't. Now you district. I mean, now you constituency as we get them before. This you they vote for the party. Okay, you they vote for the party. So waiting this report they say, but how people them more people then go vote for the president and then they not vote for the parliament, they not vote for the mayor of them party, they not vote for the council of the council members of them party, and we all know how important the parliament be for push policies then go before. So how plenty high percentage, high number of Sierra Leoneans them go so sophisticated and say, you know what? After where I put, where I tick, no more tick that box for the president, are they gonna host? Hey, boy, how many people then do them? So now then kind differences there, but again, Salone, we always want let foreigners them say something before we give them credibility. I be don't make them very clear. Say the numbers them, and not just me, let not take all the credit. Boku people them don't say the numbers them where they release in terms of the turnout and plenty other things them. During when you compare the presidential election and you compare it with all the other elections them, it had for convince. So you get high turnout for the presidency, but low turnout for the other elections them. Where then conduct the elections then the same day. Where you don't vote for the president, then get another paper where you go say vote for the other people there. So if even if not the case, we don't hear the polling people them say, you know what? We see say for the most part, people after whether don't put whether don't tick or thumbprint for the president where they want, the presidential candidate where they want, that they refuse for continue the process for vote for the other people. Who know you that? Now only the result we can publish and it show we that. So una see reason why then people here they say for lack they're able convince say the result not fishy. Let them release the waiting and call the small numbers them and call them disaggregated numbers them by polling station. Now that's what they ask for now. So my brothers and sisters, particularly me SLPP people them, una not deserve forget credible election, una not deserve them at all because una party corner declare una party the winner, una not deserve them, una not go question corner for let it release them and let una proudly say una party credibly win the election. Una not get that let we push the international body there demand for a moment. But as Sierra Leoneans, let I give una example to una picking them. You na educated person. You picking calm, it tell you say, Papa or Mama, My report card don't come. I get 95 per math. I get 92 per English. A call all that. You begin. A call all that. And say I can't force. But it not show you the report card where show all the things that way you begin talk about. Help me, brothers and sisters. So that Pekin day, you go gladdy for him, you go to neighbor and say, me Pekin pass. And tell me, say. Now, so thing they get. And it's similar to ya. The only difference is you Pekin not show you report card. Wait, now the breakdown. But Kone, Mr. Kone, waiting is show we. Now press release them. Where then write. Then show numbers then at the press release. And say na the numbers then they wire. But we not see any up until where are they talk so. As you go see the 2018 election numbers them now the ECSL website. You go see the other previous elections them, the numbers them now the ECSL website. But up till now, you don't, and sadly enough, let us show us something. We as Sierra Leoneans, we all for be troubled by this. When I look this picture, now the certificates that one day, Kone, they hand over to the president. Say he credibly win the election. So una imagine, we not even get access to the numbers them na the websites. Now only them press release then they will release the numbers then they. And yet this it indicates say beyond all reasonable doubt, President Bill credibly win the election. So this it is say per English I certify, I don't verify and confirm, say you meet all the requirements them where the Constitution put, say you win the election free and fairly. And as a result, at the hand over this certificate, say we don't verify everything. We don't satisfy, say you win the election. My brothers and sisters, compare the two Naya. This picture, you look at this picture, and then you look at the report where there were now foreign people them, they fumble them. Some man go on for say, oh, na APC and stuff, but when I look into it though, that allegation there. APC, we all know say financially then tap, and how much then go to bribe them people here? How much? If at all safe then do them for money, the president currently now in get access to the national cake, the national fund, the money of the country. Not to him then for put in favor of, not to him then for be report in favor of. So waiting at the incentive, Naya, for like they put this report against the current administration. If they want for show good face. And remember, I begin the program for say President Bill, it don't go all over the world. Boku country them, but Salone people their money. Say it try for increase the image or for reestablish Sierra Leone because the former administration under our former president Kouma, it be done damage the name of Salone. So now under President Bill, my brothers and sisters, now they we receive this kind of report. And President Bill not even urge Corner say no. before you hand over, because now something where clearly we don't tell them ahead of time, before you hand over the certificate, say win the election free and fair, try for address the concerns, not to just APC, but the concerns where the international community get. Because if you not address them concerns here, waiting go happen, it go make it difficult for me for able rule and cater for resources. For push we country image go before. For help me, brothers and sisters, me Salone people them. Why President Bill as a good leader for do? Why you not do that? Me brothers and sisters, then why una not ask una self that question day? Why? So instead, I listen, somebody forward a video where it painful for listen, I mean audio, it painful for listen to. Very painful. The person talk about, say, where according to the Sierra Leone Journalist Association, say na false. The person say Cherino Majuba go meet the former, I mean the vice president when Dr. Julde Jallo. He put some demands, one of which he talk all sort of things, and it's decide with troubling. It said Cherry Coco request, say part of the demand for let them comply with the, let them go back and join the government for push Salone business go before. Now for let them release the small data, that's the disaggregated data by polling station. And then the person in reply, he said, then get RRF forms them. Why they not publish them forms them? Instead, they ask for let ECSL, let Corner release the numbers them. Able. And not only the premise of that you lengthy audio they we don't make huge rounds on social media. Not only the foundation of you audio, a false according to Sludge, the fact check. A false allegation. Say Cheriko could go visit. But not to all that. But that side where you say, instead of they ask for like corner release the numbers them, why they not release their own number? The same thing again, terribly, the ACC. Put on that way though. But instead, they go after what I go call shadow. They ask the National Election Watch for let them send their numbers then to RAM, where then people and they do not get any constitutional mandate for release their numbers or not. But the ECSL gets a constitutional mandate. The Constitution seek for let them release their numbers. And in fact, I know for Bona with Boku Boku read tonight. But when you look at the Elections Act, boku steps then they where Mr. Kone not follow. So now boku of the SLPP supporters them again are not deliberately they try for pick on una, but waiting at the try for Dunaya is now for lack are able get una attention, for lack una think about the country first instead of being loyal to a political party where they carry the country to the wrong direction, in my opinion. And by the numbers, as a matter of fact, by the numbers. So me fumble them, this now something where, again, la point to now some of the issues them where if we not correct this, some of the issues them where Salone go face. La point to now one thing, because the President Bill, it be almost even the campaign safe. They talk a lot about the MCC score, we're at the Millennium Challenge Corporation. So let I show now something here. So before I show now the act, I don't know if it's too small for now, but I decide for show una let una go see exactly say na MCC. This not credible something. But before I read the act, let's show now say Salone will be there na the process for let America under this Millennium Challenge Corporation program for help the country in terms of development. So Naya, three from 2020, 2021, 2022. So I go say now huge progress for President Bill, for the country, where we able to get up to this point. Now huge progress. But now, if because of his selfishness, I want to remind people them say, former President Ernest Koroma self be win a compact program. I been shown that before. Where President Bill end up for benefit from him. Because now under President Bill, then complete that development program day. But now former President Ernest Koroma be win that compact program day. So nothing wrong if, let's say, President Bill, the numbers do not favor him. Nothing wrong for let he peacefully exit the country and Udaga for come after him, continue. And this not about him. This not about the country. For let we continue for benefit from the development program here. Because let I explain to you within this compact program mean. It means say then get about 20 indicators them. So if you get 10 out of that 20 day, not to automatic say you go qualify, you go then go give a compact program. No. But then are the first step where you get at least 10 out of then 20 indicators then they, it no matter the order. Because for me, now one of the criticisms that of this MCC score, and they feel say the one way them for make compulsory, it will be the economy, because the economy it gets beaucoup for do with poverty, because the major reason for put this MCC challenge Millennium Challenge program now for they're able help the country with development so it will reduce poverty in the country. And the main goal that. So, but for country, then they fail the economic side, and yet they say them pass, and they give then country, then they false hope. And in my own opinion, now part of that they affect Salone right now, because the economic situation is terrible now Salone, and I go show now in a moment. The World Bank, the recent release where it come to food inflation. Usai Salone rank among the world. I go show now in a moment. But I'll finish first with this Millennium Challenge Corporation program. So let us show una now. Say not to pauper. I use the word pauper as we know I'm not Salone. Say if they don't call you the board, because now board as una senior. So the MCC board of directors reselected Sierra Leone as eligible to continue developing a compact. So eligible. So meaning that they meet the requirement after when the board don't sit down and say yes, Salone deserve for the America through this program help the country. But then get what I go call a caveat. Then get something where clearly la zoom so una go see am better. Then get something where clearly you get conditions them. Where if you don't meet them conditions, then they okay, sorry, I'll make the way how we be there, because una not go see the MCC. I really want una please una zoom am from una end. So una go read them along with me. So waiting the condition they say, this act. So the act is say, section 611A of the act provides that after consultation with the MCC's board of directors, the chief executive officer may, look that condition, may suspend or terminate assistance in whole or in part for an MCA eligible county if the CEO determines that, and the conditions then there were, number one, the country is engaged in activities which are contrary to the national security interests of the United States. So far, waiting happened, the election and stuff, we're not going to say get direct engagement with the interest of the United States. So, but number two, the country has engaged in a pattern. This now I want to pay particular attention in a pattern that actions inconsistent with the criteria used to determine the eligibility of the country. And the last one, or the country has failed to adhere to its responsibility under its compact. So that side, the number two part, remember the reason, some of the reasons them I should say, we make Salone be pass at least 10 of them criteria then they. Part of the reasons then they. The rule of law, and then the democracy, and then plenty other things then. So if then go back and say, you know what, the democratic principle where President Bill they engage in now, in no warrant for the help the country in terms of development programs them or projects them. So me fumble them on I see, and this again, I don't look Bokusai na their website, I don't see specific number where then say Salone will be eligible for, even though the president, and even sadly enough, I go say the first lady where na Mrs. Fatima Bio, it dance na street. Say Salone don't win the Millennium Challenge Corporation, so they can get over $400 million. They even give people in the pressure like say, now check the American government go sign to Salone. But for the fact say he recognize how important this program be for push Mama Salone go before in terms of development. So why now will they risk because of their selfish desire for hold on to power without the people them getting that power they? Are they reached to that level they because of this report we don't see now authentic report? In my opinion, from organization way neutral. If now APC be pull that report they are not for dinner and they praise that report they like how they praise them so. And this kind thing, let I go down small but this particular report, like the thing them way this report talk about that video where we play on Thursday. Una try for do the link and tell me if not to cause for concern na Salone. So like I go down and show una further. By the way though, I know say yes, Bako of una one for ye waiting at the talk, so una now call, but I go encourage una for call there. So like I show una this part. So the process and results verification for transparency exercise conducted by the National Election Watch raises similar concerns about the credibility of the presidential results, particularly when analyzed with the Carter Center's direct observations in the 5 tabulation centers. The Carter Center is familiar with and has confidence in the methodology of the PRVT conducted by the National Election Watch, which is new. Sample-based observation methodologies have been conducted by new in elections in Sierra Leone since 2007 with a high degree of professionalism and have successfully projected electoral results with statistical confidence. Me fumble them for una will be join the program on Thursday. I will make this point. Say, per statistics, if you do the method well, it's okay for you sample and predict the pattern, the actual pattern of vote. And like how I be say back, the election will bring President Bill first na power, 2018 election, the new methodology, the methodology where this the National Election Watch, that methodology they use them and the numbers then be very close to the actual numbers. So as a Sierra Leoneans, we know owe to we serve and the country say people them like this organization. So now that this election, for like we know if, remember again, they're not only this Carter Center, they not only say the method then convince because of the statistical confidence. Remember, I talk about because na my own bread and butter than they. Now than the Canadian government they pay me for do every day. Where are they go work? For crunch their numbers here, use statistical method for come to a conclusion. So statistical method, and remember, I'll be making clear, if done correctly, because plenty of them surveys here, where now then surveys here abroad that they use for do programs them. Now statistical sampling method that they use. Now sample. Not to the entire population. The entire population are census, and that's making fact. I'll be disappointed in Parliament where the foolish, the terrible Constitution say we can do census every 10 years. However, if the president decide, if the president want for no, like try for understand the trend, who say poverty day and all that, then can do survey. They don't need for do census and cost so much money. Now survey then they do that here. Then place here where the constitution say 10 years for do survey, they stick to it. If the government want for understand how people and they live or particular segment of the population, so then go able for push resources and help that segment of the population, now survey then they do with sober methodology. So this now the troubling part. Then say the result or conclusion of the National Election Watch, this Carter Center, itself then get similar, the observers them, I should say, then get similar conclusion. The numbers then similar with when the major reason will make them say they want for let ECSL pull the numbers them out. So that way it benefits everybody. Because if their own method, for whatever reason, somebody tamper with the sampling method and all that, ECSL numbers them go expose them people in the if they get any hidden agenda for doing that. So now even in the interest of the country, even in the interest of SLPP, the Bureau administration, for let ECSL waiting me go call debunk the National Election Watch, then conclusion, and the Carter Center, the conclusion, and plenty international observers, the conclusion. Ebo, Kone, President Bill, una oam to Sierra Leoneans them. For lek, we debunk their organizations here. Otherwise, we risk for we miss out on the Millennium Challenge Corporation. So me fumble them. Another thing while they talk about this, another thing where I want for show now, let una tell me what in una take on this picture, the tweet. Last show now this tweet. Dear, I beg, I want for una zoom am because I want for capture the entire tweet na the screen. So this na tweet from the newly appointed chief minister we David Monina Senge. La read within a tweet, me fumble them. According to in tweet, it say I had a good conversation today with the EU in Sierra Leone ambassador Manuel Muller on various topics cemented on the strong relationship between the EU and the government of Sierra Leone. We spoke about the overwhelming peace in Sierra Leone and the need to keep strengthening institutions. The need to keep strengthening institutions. This, and when I see the picture, say indeed not true. Say Senge visit the EU ambassador to Salone, when Ambassador Manuel Muller. So this na me take. Why David Senge? Why a need for go meet the EU ambassador? Where the EU don't put out something openly. Say, una do this. So una see, waiting at the see. Perception is reality. You not do waiting they ask for. Publish them, let the public see. But yet, you they go visit them. Now, Salone, they approach here. Waiting it can mean. Where somebody, just like how the terrible Alpha Khan, where I be watch an interview, one of the interviews, they say like it a big Samura Kamara. Why did they make this about Samura Kamara? Why they not make them about the Salone people them? Where them believe say they don't go choose the right person. Why una not go give them that confidence say yes, the person where them choose na him ECSL announce. You see the disregard for the Salone people them? This not supposed to be about Samura Kamara. So if una go talk to Samura Kamara, let we say according to what we know as Salone, una go bribe Samura Kamara. Samura Kamara accept. So how the Salone people them? What about the Salone people them? So now they approach that. And this now, instead of una do waiting they ask for publicly publish the disaggregated data, then you they go there and say una talk about different things them and stuff like that. Ebo, the thing where currently they create situation at the country. Why una not do them? And that way they When una do am, believe me, this ambassador, just like how the US ambassador go tweet and say, yes, they don't verify all the numbers, and based on the verification process, President Bill now the credible winner of this 2023 election. That not easy for everybody. It's easier for una, it's easier for the international community, it's easier for the Salone people. But una need to take the proper route. Instead, una they go behind the scene, where in my opinion, possibly one for go bribe. This na assertion that they make as a born Sierra Leonean, as a person from Salone. Because now they approach here. Otherwise, at this point, it's not necessary at all, because they don't declare what they want very clearly. So you, as in this current administration, so technically, the person where you go visit, they not even recognize you as the legitimate person where for go visit them on behalf of Salone and the people of Sierra Leone. Because according to them, the election result not credible. So it's necessary for let you go there where to ram you not to somebody where legitimate. Me fumble them. Under the seal side they go with this. So now this approach President Bill want for take, they send people them for go beg a PC, send people them for go meet their ambassador here behind the scene. Ebo, waiting so difficult for put pressure on Corner. If let we say in the President Bill, he no did it for let Corner defy the Salone people they request, the international community they request. If Bill not there behind that, why not go publicly? I don't see him record videos them. Why publicly President Bill not go come na national TV and say the way how we country they so and all good for the peace of the country, and by extension and all good for the development of the country, because it will scare away investors them, including local investors them. So in the interest of the country, why President Bill not do that? And interestingly though, me fumble them. Boku other things them where they publish. Keke Thomas Sandy, and even now Senge, they jump on it and criticize. But I don't see any official within the administration will retweet the tweet where the US ambassador put, or we try for even make we know them position on the Qatar report. So what thing they do now? They make like they don't know. Say that reports they out. So una the supporters them not a sufficient reason that for let una question una young party leaders them. Not a sufficient reason. So why una not address them damning report here? And like that authentic video where say alleged say President Bill don't bribe Corner, he give him plenty money for let Corner read the result in his favor. That is not a sufficient allegation for prompt, at least if not to the president, but top member of the president in government, for come na public media and talk to the Salone people them and give their own version of the story. Salone people are not deserve. So President be away with a campaign. You go up to the remote areas them where people are surprised because you want for let people and vote for you. So now people can get concerns. No, you quiet because you feel say they don't declare you, and you don't need the people them again because they don't declare you. Hey, boy, me SLPP brothers and sisters, this is somebody who na referred to as a good leader, where we country day at this particular juncture, where international body and get concerned about illegitimacy, then you're not able for convince me. So tell not convince, but me and plenty other Sierra Leoneans, including the international body, say he win the election. So President Biogo hold on to power regardless of what Salone go through, the pains then where Salone go through. By the way, for like una see some of the things them we are concerned about. Last year una a report by the World Bank. This na tweet from the World Bank. As of 2 days ago, and tweet this on Thursday. We're now the 20th. We fumble them on a look at this. Top 10 countries with the hardest hit, like the highest food inflation. Now the world, the top 10 countries them with the highest food inflation at the world. Number 1, Venezuela. Inflation, food inflation, 414%. And then get oil. There you see what in bad governance they do to a country. Lebanon, we Lebanese them, no disrespect. We then they feel say they better pass Salone people them. And then country, food inflation, 304%. Zimbabwe, of course, they're on the panel for very long. And to me, I feel say safe. The current administration don't do plenty good things them. Because way Mugabe be did at one point, it go over 1,000%. I think at one point to have a check because me graduate thesis, and one of the things then that's what we talk about, what we write about. So Zimbabwe 256%, Argentina 118%, Suriname 71%, Egypt 66%, Salone, the 7th country we get the highest food inflation. We have 56%. Ghana. So if you take Africa now, Salone, looking at this list, now the 3rd highest country where they experience food inflation. What in that they mean? It mean the price where you be buy a today na the 22nd of July. So the same time last year, the price don't go up by 56%. 56%. So with this, me fumble them. Price for less and food in general don't go up this kind of way. But yet, una they make excuse for this administration. For President Bill, we tell una say una because of the Russian war and put beaucoup excuses. Una use their excuses, then they run with them. Liberia, not in this list. Guinea, somebody be asked last program what say, if time permit, I will talk a little bit on that. The person asked me, say, since me an economist, waiting and make of the fact, say, Guinea then they under sanction. And a military administration do not get that same level, that same opportunity where Salone gets, where Salone can go and knock them out on any side. They listen to Salone. But Guinea, they manage the economy better past Salone. But then they not worry una, then they not concern una at all. Una not feel say as people them we na SLPP supporters, una base na Salone particularly, una say safe. where una host them. When nobody else know they to una self, I believe so una they complain. But yet, why una they push this administration? Because I go say now una they prayed matter for the administration. I believe say if una the core supporters them, una either don't use una platform them, Usai President Bill and the other folks then they for condemn this action. Say na dangerous path you dey tread so. We go bring continuous hardship for we people them. Because now we the people them you dey get small donation here and there. Aid. Tin and triangle so. So if then aid then they stop for calm. How Salone go triangle? So to you, the supporter of SLPP, particularly you within a Salone, a worth for let you support waiting President Bill they do and you die of hunger and starvation? A worth that? By the way, Boku people them, particularly the party loyalists them, where can they show me numbers them? Because they don't get anything else for counter. Oh, na fake numbers them and stuff. When I look at their number, yeah, particularly Salone, so the latest number say 56%. And like argue now, Usaya can pull me numbers them. Leona just compare waiting. This na tweet from World Bank. Not only Twitter more. This na tweet from World Bank. And waiting the tweet say na ya, me fambule. It say, in terms of inflation, it don't go up, food inflation don't go up 56%. And this, now Usa can pull me number, tradingeconomics.com. Very good website where they gather information around the world for bringing another website. By the way, I get access to other information them, but na me work, so I no go show them now. But look at, and this now as recent as May, few months ago. So the number where World Bank published say 56%. If you look at this, it say 55.8%. So when you round them up, una we sabi simple math, now 56%. So una go able now no say me numbers them where I can they show the source where I can they pull me numbers them credible. And una not go tell me say World Bank, then go tweet garbage. Then go engage in propaganda. Because for una, we Salone people are like we care more about the country than APC and SLPP. Una they come in big numbers. But me, let me can clear on this platform. I care more about the country than President Bill, than APC, SLPP, than Dr. Samora Kamara and APC, and also the party then in entirety. I care more about Salone. So this thing where I do so now I make us say by God's grace on Saturdays, I don't talk to my wife and me family. Say, dear, let it allow me for take some of the time where I for spend with them as family, quality time, because I not work on Saturday and Sunday. Let it allow me at least 2 hours for talk to me Salone people them, for give me on 2 cents. So if una feel say by condemning the incredible source here, then they go prevent me from coming and give me own at times professional opinion on a mistake. And if una go back, I be challenge some of una on Thursday. Say if una go back where VOS start, I do a program where most of the cabinet, the ministers them of Anescoma at that time, least be they go about the corrupt practices. I kind of go at them. And even oneself, I be they talk the last time, I don't know, I think I be distracted and not finish them. But some of una way be they follow me at that time, before the election of 2018. Because if when I go back to the transparency page of the VOS Facebook, when I look at the VOS radio, by the way, speaking of radio, we broadcast this program live on the VOS radio app and all the other platform name, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and we website, all the platforms them we VOS get, just for like we reach as many people them as possible. So back to that reference, I for say I play that video there, but I don't want to take too much time. I will encourage you now for go back to the Facebook page, the VOS Salone Radio, Voice of Salone Radio. And I look them up. And I go see one instance there where I go talk about. Now, instance, if una member, I know say some of una still member. Now, I believe say at that time, God reach, where one APC Agbagba sell land give Chinese man, but the land, this pastor within West, then then build school and a small place where they stay. That school day, then get orphans them from Ebola and even at the war. Ebola orphans them. Waiting this APC Agbagba do, they go call tractors for bulldoze the place. When they don't bulldoze the place, this make a whole round of social media. I pick up on them. And sadly enough, this Alpha Saidu, where you call himself we get program Kapu sense, not Kapu word. It say, oh, the people them not to for school, now rest. Then they use them for storage. They talk about, I think at that time, 10 bag rest or so. So I tell him, I say, Bob, Mr. Kapu sense, not Kapu word. How stupid you can be. So tractor come, then scatter a place where lodge 10,000 bags of rice. They will not see less scatter na the ground. Then you say, oh, they don't sweep them up. Hey, bo, 10,000 bags of rice. So I want to go back. The reason we make her they say all this, where una they talk say, oh, I just they come at the administration. Yes, we for come more at the current administration. The past we need for only learn from the past. We not going to change the past. Me fumble them. Former President Koma, 100%. I be want for let them go after him, but not go after him in political way. Like how they don't politicize from his own term self, the ACC. When me feel say, first of all, they grow up, the CID, we then say they catch somebody in a CID, all man they tremble because CID not to be play. But the CID then can bring anti-corruption commission where then I don't so politicize, then just they waste the country resources. Instead, they go after the opposition. APC do them, SLPP do them. So you see, we make a say then two parties, then they not get the country at heart. But for like una assess me loyalty to the country, me no, I need to brag na ya. But for like una assess how much I believe in my country, I they go after people and where I believe say if waiting they say get into them, then go able for make the change right away, and we see betterment in the country. So most times now reference they give to the past. So me fumble them. Another thing the way I really want for draw to una attention again. Some people then go assess them as, oh, incitement, now this, now that. Let I play for una a video of the people in Kenya. Kenya, we all know where it comes to African democracy, then they top. And Kenya are the first place standing in Africa where me know, where the Supreme Court They overturn the election result. They make a rerun, they do a rerun. After Kenya, the other side, where the Supreme Court do similar, na Africa, na Malawi. So before I show this, I want for appeal to me, me APC brothers and sisters. If na abroad where we dey so, una supposed for be highly responsible to the Salone people as to why una not use the court system. I be don't talk severally. APC not a private property. APC na public organization, na public entity. So anything where una they do, it not just need for be in the interest of una little self, una own cabal. No, it for be in the interest of the country. So if for be in the interest of the country, for let we resolve this issue peacefully. For let una go court, una be get the international body na una own side, and till now, una for be even use this Carter report as evidence, say, as pressure for like corner release the numbers and it easier then for like we all put this thing to rest. Say the numbers do not make sense, so as a result, President Bio not win the election, or we say no, the numbers they make sense, so President Bio indeed win the election. But yet the same disregard where APC and then two parties get for the Salone people, now that disregard the APC self don't exhibit now. Say then they go court. So waiting now the peaceful remedy now to this kind of situation we'll face so. So una they see me brothers and sisters, then two parties. So you say, oh, because they're not, una not go able to get justice. Una go and like how they can say, obey and complain. You obey the law, the process, and then you complain. When you complain, the international body, I believe, say in the process, it's very clear, in my opinion, that Kenya, the Supreme Court, their action, I don't believe saying that them by themselves no more. It must happen, say, the international community influence that decision in the way that for say for pass the right to judgment. So then contribute. Because if I use influence, people then go feel saying at the negative way. But then probably contribute, put pressure on the Supreme Court, now Kenya and Malawi, for let them rule against a sitting president. So why una not be use that for get courage and do the right thing? The most peaceful method. Why? Because una disregard for people them, for the average Salone people them. Again, we get about 10 more minutes to the program. Let's show now this video and I will come back with my conclusion. It surprised me though. I see Boku people and they watch, but we're not able to get any call from the WhatsApp and the main numbers them. Again, because Nami one, I'm not able for display on a comment them, and I go try for do maybe me closing. I go sort of pause and then use the go back and look at the software we use for project on a comment them, because again, we all na VOS don't put with time, with resources for make sure say we engage with brothers and sisters in a Salone, the people in a Salone. But unfortunately, in it they resonate, in it they go now the politicians them brain, because to them they only interested in one thing, for enrich themselves. But like I sort of show this very quickly, and then we can move. I will move on for just the other conclusion. Okay, so let us show this video about Kenya waiting people in the protest na Kenya for. And while I did do that, if time permit me, I go also show una the current president, President Ruto, how he addressed the Kenyan situation. Let we compare that with August 10th, how President Bill addressed the Salone people them, the people that we protest, and the general public, even the international organization. So let's show now the video, me fumble them. Una not go nowhere, una stay tuned, and I will come right back after the video.
But first, at least 6 people have been killed in clashes between police and demonstrators at a banned opposition protest that went ahead on Wednesday. Crowds in and around Nairobi demonstrating against new tax hikes had tear gas fired upon them by police. Our Bastian Renwi has more.
Thousands of people took to the street in several towns across Kenya, including cities that are not a part of the strongholds of the opposition, like Eldoret and Nakuru. Everywhere, people were demonstrating against the high cost of living, against the new taxes, and against the government of William Ruto. Listen to some of Raila Odinga's supporters.
We just can't tolerate this. Everything is so expensive. The cost of living is very high. They can't raise taxes. We don't get salary raises. They have no consideration for the poor.
We needed peace. We voted for Ruto thinking we're going to receive peace. But you can see the state went at peace. Yes. We are ready for anything.
Shortly after the beginning of these demonstrations, clashes broke out between the police and the demonstrators. The police threw tear gas at the demonstrators and in some cases shot live ammunition in some cities. According to several Kenyan media, they killed several people. The demonstrators threw rocks and started blocking some roads here in Nairobi. Raila Odinga said that he wanted to organize a public meeting in the capital, but he had to cancel due to security issues. Listen to him.
Armed goons have this afternoon descended on Kamkunji grounds and shot indiscriminately into the crowd. Police have used water cannons to disperse those peaceably assembled there. In order to protect our people and avert more injury and loss of lives, we have taken the strategic decision not to proceed with the rally at Kamkunji grounds this afternoon.
The leader of the opposition, Raila Odinga, is yet to announce what will happen next, but he said that the movement will continue to fight against these new taxes and against the government of William Ruto.
All right, Fambulem, we don't get that. Two things first. I will come back to the topic. This video will just complete, but we get a caller on the line. Let I take this call. I don't know why the person waits till the end. VOS Network, hello caller, waiting on your name and who the call from, please?
Sir, I greet you, sir. Mina just a concern Sierra Leonean.
All right.
When I love listening to the program at all time.
Thank you.
But if I can come in on one and two issues then out when I born in issues in the country. Let's start off with the election. We all know that the election was rigged, and Mother Bill came up with Kone for assassinate the people and rights in the country, and they also killed the people, then dreams and hope for their own selfish gain. But let me take and say Mother Bill emerged for saying I am being here. Then at the area, yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Then at the area out, you say APC by all costs, therefore me still me don't go na courts. Sir, the past 5 years we surround the BO government. At the ending of the day, now which we see now advantage upon advantage. When they pull the parliamentarians, then stop, then come out go na courts. What did the courts do? The courts ever call the case? No. then shove everything under the bus. They don't care. When the judiciary, the people in Austin with them born, na Bo and Kailaon, they make any other arrest for that, for the people and out we commit the crime? No, nobody not do that, right? When they open firing na APC office, what the police do? They're not going to say now the people inside and they first begin shoot out. They report where the police can give, which is blatant lie. From what the matron where they kill inside there. All the guys can all they open the firing. Bullets can all day na ground. I believe say post-mortem they for let them pull the bullet and check who done the right person we kill. They ever do one? No. Nobody not do one. In fact, they cast blame.
So where you ask the question, they ever do, what are they refer to us?
The police them, sir. Are they refer to the police them?
Okay.
The judiciary system.
Okay.
Because if anybody die inside America, you're away with it. You pass, anybody die by any bullet shot, they must go for go do post-mortem. They must check the bullet. They must find out the store where they sell na particular gun day, na ammunition day. The person will sell, either na the person will you sell with, they must trace the person. Yeah, they must know either na the person. This na presidential guards then go there. When we all see them out on the internet, where they shoot, open firing inside, we must know the person will kill. The person they shoot, not make one day. So let him make one in people and get justice, then suppose to don't know who done the person. But nothing like that. Then take everything and push it under the bus. Then we they say APC for go na court. Yesterday they go do na the court. Where the court has already been sidelined with the young people. The one when a child na guys, they go ECSL na court. What do them do of late? Almost. They let them kick the case out. With their own selfish ideology, them out where them put for their own gain. So when they talk about, I see you they talk about this other country, when the people then come out and protest, Salone, come out and protest, then you mama na go wear black out there. You see the ones from where them bring me say a big show, first of its kind. For less supporters, they telling companies, say, if you're not man, come on, I don't know more like you. Even you get the steps right now on the internet, they also if you're man, drunk alone. Even you get on the panel, so when you read out the comments, they will tell you, say, Nayanda, you should not talk. Can I Salone, can I cost like you can talk? So you see all the reason out, they surround certain things, when it's not about going to court. It's about, is the court really right with what we do?
Okay.
Is the conscience really right?
Okay.
It's not about now. What about the family members then tomorrow?
Okay.
What about the integrity? They do things without any form of integrity. They do things in absolute craziness. Then why you put yourself inside the mess? That's the best thing I can do. And see, violence is the best treatment. Go back and let them. They want to rule, right? Let them rule the people then. Whatever thing we get, we go still listen to people and stuff.
Okay.
Then this one we get to say. What's trying to be corrected by you?
Yes, no, I go, we get another call. I go address, the reason you make a point. I go address, it just happens to say if I engage you now, that call I go wait for too long. So I go address you point. You make a great point.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much.
With due respect, sir.
Yes, the same here. Thank you. Let me take another call. Interestingly, now the calls then they come. VS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who's the call from, please?
Yeah, mainly Daniel Sisi. I did call from Freetown.
All right, brother Daniel. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to express thanks and appreciation to the very good job this platform they do for this country. For being analytical, development and come to for let we understand issues them properly. I think Andy is very good. I want to commend you on that one, Lisa.
Thank you very much.
Wait me one for saying all of this. You see, you get two kind of settlements or resolution to any conflict when it comes to the political. You understand? So one of them to the the people of Salone, because me no one for make them they talk about APC, SLPP. This is not an APC, SLPP issue.
Yeah.
All of this discussion where I agree on the discourse, you always mention the people of Sierra Leone. And so the people of Sierra Leone tried not for use the courts for resolve this issue, but there was a political settlement. And don't not forget, a political settlement, it far surpasses that of a settlement. Political settlements are the issue we are in. Then they bring all the issues that when they come into play, then bring them all, put on one table. Then we'll get moral guarantors there. When religious leaders, the peace commissioners, them, individuals of affluence and influence in the country, where they're able to speak out, like Unawin and the VOS. You get all that credible platforms, them continue sounding the trumpets. That's why it's necessary for the ECS then produce this one great disaggregated data where the people of Sierra Leone, they ask them for produce. This is not a matter of going to courts. Okay, courts now one way for resolve an issue. But now when they don't give ECSL so many times for me to release this data, you not release some, then the issue of going to court, I mean, that is not a point because this is a criminal matter. And in a criminal matter, whether it take 10 years, whether it take 20 years, you will one day bring that matter, they come to court. But because that one day, it gets with time, it gets a lot of things the way they come into play before you get a solution to that issue. I'm able to talk about this political solution. Political solution now, and you get people that like Qatar Center, they ask, they produce the data. European Union, they say, produce the data. Opposition leaders, and they say, produce the data. Sierra Leone people, and they say, produce the data. He also left now with the president with and sitting and with this election. For let take up on himself gets a responsibility. If you don't say that we can force, they ask you, Mr. Cornell, please produce the data so that the cloud over this victory, right, it will be dispersed. Or if that is not the case, then let us go back for a run of this election. Let President Bio try for protect in legacy. In legacy, where they show for say is a true Democrat. Now I'm fight for democracy in this country. I make democracy happen at Salone. Let it protect that legacy because that legacy day, again for go generation after generation, we're gonna make him picking them. Then sit down at that sits in a state house because of the good name we don't make. But if he left Sidoyanda until problem happen at this country, then of course prosperity will get for George E. and not only him but his family and the entire generation. Because this is very simple. Produce this data. This data for producer and for going to court, which one easy? Every election at this country will don't
Okay.
From Tijankaba in 2 times, to Anes Koma in 2 times, to President Koma in 1 time we do. I mean President Bio in 1 time we do. This data we are produced. What's not the problem? Why they ask somebody for the going to court when you know say this is a political settlement? Let this court business. This is not a matter for the court. This is a matter where like one in a community. This community
so you timed on. And again, the program I don't want to push them too far because you know say Saturday me say get some thing there for do with family. But they are big. Yeah, I go answer your questions. Them you make interesting points. Them I go answer your questions. Them in me closing. Yeah, and thank you very much for what you call me, brother. God bless, and we truly appreciate on our call and on our comments. Let me take one more call. Thank you. God bless, sir. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and say the call from, please? VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and say the call from? So now for turn the volume on your device.
I don't. Okay. Yes, I don't turn it.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead. Mina Abdul, I want for first of all tell you thank you because I really admire your program and I admire when I already count on social media for kind of put more on this situation where they happen at Salone.
Thank you.
Me on now a very brief one. You know, very, very brief one. I just want to tell the nation. First of all, the reason why I say I admire you, you get the mind for come out to say this. But you do so, me not get mind do. And I get the reason why I not get mind do because I is fear for my life. One thing I want all Sierra Leoneans they know today, we nobody know they talk about. I want me Salone no say RUF don't get 2 terms of office inside Sierra Leone. The first one, Nahama Tijan Kaba in time. And the second one, na President Julius Maada Bio in time. If anybody feels say that democracy or somebody else they rule, na RUF, then to term then they. I want to draw people's attention to the ICC a court proceedings the way they take place with regards to the former president of Liberia, Charles Taylor. Many exactly the people that were involved in this whole thing would happen so. And like we grow up, we see this thing, but will not be understand until today. Now we understand. The same president with this so in brother and I mean the import ammunition, Australia. How the ammunition they can so they go to the rebellion. So if anybody thinks that this is a court business or not this business, then they let them think again. And I want to remind also people, say there are people who don't conscript in the army. They tell where they be make the peace process. When an RUF member, these are ex-fighters, where they inside the army, will be sitting no more the weight. And they all have been activated. Now I make some man they call them presidential guard. They get names when they call them. These are people who are well trained and well programmed. So you know this issue is big, but now we go no more, we will see things there. Let we go. We will see things the way they happen. All them players here, they know what they happen. First of all, you go ask yourself question: why Ali Kabano get ministerial position where he didn't where this government come? Why they not give him a ministerial position? Now yeah, where they can't sit down. Instead they send her out. And because they don't want to let people pay attention to them. Because one of the the leader of the RUF, actually, before it's going to be just like but thing with them in the use. And Tijan Kaba is aware of Ali Kaba's training in Libya. And then all the people in there, if you not follow the proceedings, you're not going to know. Say something that will happen at Salone. More people don't pay attention. But me believe say time, like how time get me for know this TRTD. Because I live during that period and that's all. I be confused, I don't know what in they happen. But now I don't see what really go on and I relate this to them. That's why it's very easy. Like when they so close, everything just the match. Very easy for match. So the thing what happen, like I'm not a supporter of APC, because APC don't ruin my life, basically. You know, me youth APC don't destroy them. All the time when they hold the power, I not see what happen. So SLP now not go blame too much, self, because they don't hold power too much. You know, reach them wire. So me not to that I come for. But what I want to tell Sierra Leoneans, I want let Salome they open the yard. This thing is big past election. A big past this election.
Okay.
Now that's no more big for say.
Okay, wonderful. And I'm glad the way you cut them short. Let me take another call. I don't know why the calls they come so much now. We are the try for end the program. WhatsApp, go ahead, please. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
Hello, Mr. Cabo.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much for the good job. You know, yes, viewers they do a very good job, and commend Una for that. But of late, regarding these elections, this past elections, I think state viewers they do justice to the Sierra Leonean people. You know,
okay,
just like other callers, them we not too care about this APC and SLPP stuff. Because then two parties and then put people with this would elect today.
Okay.
And don't ruin the country to nothing. Which will the Sierra Leone people they fight for? They fight for justice. And we want make this nonsense stop at our country today. So the moment we SLPP don't start this kind thing, we're under the leadership of Maada Bio, they don't begin to rig an election. broad daylight. All man is here. International organizations, observers, they don't see what happen. They're not satisfied with the result. So then, when they say, viewers, they say, APC for going to court.
Okay.
You know, say this doctor, okay, let's say, for example, this doctor will kill. That doctor will kill any patient will get, he kill him. Then you say, they say this person gets sick. We for go to this doctor, so that this doctor not going to for men. Then you know, say, when this person go to this doctor, and it'll go die. Why you want to make it go to that doctor then? We all know the justice system of that country, they all day under Mother View. That Mother View, they control everything in that country. How many cases they need a court? We take today, they not call them, then put them all under the carpet. How many cases? They remove 10 members of parliament in that country. APC then go to court, 30 that case in a court. Tell me, which justice they go get there? The moment that Mother View wants for let APC go to court, the moment when APC go to court, that's the end of it. They're not going to go drag and take 5 years done. Now that they want. So for make una the educated one, they winning an student and they for make una support the Sierra Leonean cause. Una the first will tell APC for going to court. Where una not say if APC go to court, then go lost that case, woefully. Then go lost.
Okay. So remind we waiting at the cause where APC they try for do because me not understand waiting at APC the cause like the cause of action other than for quiet.
That's not for explain to nobody, but we know say at the end of the day, pressure will come from different quarters. We go tell people out here, now do the right thing. We know that pressure must come up from somewhere. Trust me.
Okay, I go pause you time. I go pause you time. I just want to let you go light. You say, we for join the people and APC for champion and cause, but you
not
just
APC,
don't.
The people of Sierra Leone, not to APC, not to APC.
Yes.
The people of Sierra Leone.
So how for champion the people of Sierra Leone then cause? Like how?
Like for support with the people in APA, we advocate through advocacy. Through protest.
Well, now they do so. Now they do so now viewers.
No, they do about they say APC go to court. What did they go
okay.
to court?
Okay. I go allow you for let you complete, and then because now the same comment the three people don't call before you, so I go allow you let you finish. I will continue with your time, and I just want to understand your question. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Because if we not advocate, we not protest. We don't halala to the international community. We don't say people they say, oh, they are above our international community. Yes, fair enough, because then they control the world, whether you like it or not. But if we make noise, we advocate, we protest, we do any kind of thing, I not say one they must listen to we. They must listen to we somehow. They must listen to we say, them when they cry too much, them when they don't take advantage from them, they don't thief the election, they need justice. And therefore them will listen to we. And that's the way they say. I don't care about SL people or APC. They're too thief, man. I don't care about it. But this thing must stop. We need justice for that country. We need to make we change the narrative. Let we get we justice. You know, we just can't thief election body light, then get away with it. If we go to that country for nothing, that country na kangaroo court. Anytime political cases then go there, now buff. All things they go just they go like that. Because the Mother View control everything.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, and thank you so much. Una all make great points. I go address her now. Thank you. God bless. All right, Fambulem, that's not the last call. There are people that we go call later. Unfortunately, then they don't be the last call because we don't go past 2 hours, and this program now 2 hour program max. So. My brothers them, we're gonna all man and call. My brothers them, they'll ask, like this last one, it make a great point, and at the same point, all the other one them before I make say if a doctor, say this doctor, if you go to them, it will give poison, you die. So why you they go to them? Great point. Except that the comparison slightly different. The comparison is you get like that doctor in comparison, you get other alternative medicine them we peaceful. Where maybe that country medicine you go sabi one man or woman we go help you, maybe then they go help. Or you can go elsewhere, na Ghana or somewhere. for if you're able to afford, for go to different doctors them, and not to that only doctor they na the country. So now the difference that why I say a different. Now Salone, now only one body. Now in the change election result, like legally, they even rule for real, and at the Supreme Court. So you talk say we need for sit down at the table, and one of the callers them talk say na solution way it is beyond court, possibly. But the question now is, it is say, oh, people and for sit down at table and whatnot. Then they go only happen if the people that they sit down at the table willing for do that. So, but we they see and clearly, I show now the picture where President Bill, the ECSL boss, again the certificate say he win the election credibly. It don't certify, it don't verify all the numbers them. And based on that act day, yeah, now you certificate this for proof say you win the election. It don't do that. So that they tell anybody with reasonable say President Bill no not interested in any other outcome but for Dede as president. So for let you try for bring people in a table with one particular person where they accept any other outcome, but for let it say it don't win because constitutionally the person we supposed for pronounce them. Now I don't pronounce them so as the winner. So you see why I say the court. Now I use the word peaceful, the most peaceful solution, because that sit on a table and not go bring that outcome where the Salone people then want. In general, where they say we go vote for the possible want for rule we, so we want to make sure say then country votes them properly and count them correctly. So, but me now, I not get the data for sure say the numbers then correct or not. Now I make the last term where I be do my analysis, I base them on the act, the Public Elections Act. Given that now me own feel that one day, for the crunch their numbers then they. I crunch the numbers. I look at the formula within the Public Elections Act, and that formula the ECSL boss not follow that formula for let it come up with the threshold where now then they get for use for distribute seats them and not do them. So I will point to that, and then they now something where I go say a fact because it day now the act. So, but this other one now, we don't know if the numbers then correct or not. Now, ECSL just get for Giwi the numbers them and take we from this pain we all they go through. So the only official body will go able force them according to the constitution, now the court. For sit down at table, imam or whoever somebody talk about people away influential, they not get for able. Other influential pass now the world pass the United States. Nobody, no country, the way be as influential as the United States. The United States are just shown now. They don't pull up press statement. Where now this statement. Then pull a press statement and let read them because the first paragraph. The United States continues to be concerned about the irregularities in the election results announced by the Election Commission for Sierra Leone, independent parallel vote tabulations, and analysis by accredited, when I underline that word, accredited national and international observation missions raise questions about the integrity of the official results. We call on the government to institute an independent outside investigation of the elections process and integrate observer recommendations to improve the electoral modalities for future elections. So this they tell you say the US not happy. The US now the most influential country in the world from Boku Boku standards. So tell me the US get concerned and they make it clear say irregularities and the word was Salone underline accredited meaning still people them or the source them way this complaint they come out say irregularities them now source them way them believe. I know the meaning of accredited. So US don't say all this. President Bill not hold on to not tell Kone for hold off for give him the certificate, stay address the most powerful country in the world, then concern. And then the concern of the a union, European Union, where don't sponsor plenty of development projects them. President Bill still not regard them. A disregard the demands. A go ahead and allow Kone for Gam the certificate. So my brothers and sisters, who sit down at the table go change the mindset of President Bill where he camp at this election. So now the main reasons then that we make us say APC, then to me, this na my opinion, I can be wrong. They don't disappoint somebody like me, where for use the most peaceful means for resolve this. I make example to Kenya, Malawi, before their rulings then self be they complain about the court system. Not to say now something where they self be just see all of a sudden the court start for function well. No. They self be they complain. But yet, then go court. The opposition go court for seek redress. By the way, this election where they vote Ruto, that was last year, where he win the election less than a year ago. Then go court. The opposition go court. And all making stuff. And now we they see, whether you call it incitement or not, they feed on people the then dissatisfaction. Like how you hear one of the ladies them na the rally, they say they vote for Ruto. But the situation it don't so bad that they suffer. So that's now some of me concerns them where I get where it come to Salone. We for don't use the court system, APC for don't use the court system, and now they use behind the scene them all the evidence here where the international body they put forward for make them case. So that way they then get backing. So you talk about some of una, I think two of una talk about the 10 people, parliamentarians, they would then pull and all that stuff then they. But look at this, what did APC do? Then go to ECOWAS. ECOWAS influence make they allow them back in parliament. But if it changed the outcome, no, it not change the outcome at all. Because the people them were constitutionally responsible for change any of them kind of outcome then they now the court. If the court be rule say them people and they suppose for they na parliament while they conduct the speakership election, be enough for be able to do anything. Because as a matter of fact, the court get the last saying. Where the court don't rule, all President Bill or any other person can do now for appeal the decision. And as a matter of fact, if the court, according to the Constitution, if the court, because now make the vote, the people that will sit down for that case day, whether they don't vote on that case day, according to the Constitution, the little we know, you don't get no other way except for appeal than constitutional matters than they. So you see why if we want like this whole thing change, APC for don't use the court system. So then go now sit on a table. Udago can tell President Bill say now for let you election cancel and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, my brothers and sisters, President Bill get now legal strength for saying no to any sort of suggestion for let not be president in that country day. Get the constitutional backing now, because according to the act, say within 7 days. So if within 7 days, nobody, and again, the reason we make way, we were there abroad, we paralyzed, because the act say possibly vote in the election. Because otherwise, if for easy left, for example, VOS put together resources for like we friend very brilliant lawyers them where we cable challenge ECSL. But most of we now yeah we there. And Salone now, like how one we call us say, people then go afraid for their lives. So for me, I don't talk to me family. Say this are they doing for Salone. And I'm glad the way plenty of them appreciate the thing where they do so. But the fact of the matter is, if APC be truly want a peaceful change of what we don't see so, now the courts no more will do them in a peaceful way. So you see me, brother, as much as yes, the court questionable and stuff like that, because myself get boku instances them way disappoint me in terms of the court's decision. I go give you now one example. It just happened to say wait time don't beat me now. I want to talk about that as well. Where now some of the other issues they were say what for talk about. The issue about the Auditor General. So we see repeatedly the former annoying information minister, where to me are so glad we then pull another position there. Because in my opinion, that be disgrace. Because to them everything is about campaigning. They ask a simple question, self na campaign message they put. So will not be able to get anything from them. So the case about Lara Taylor Pierce, the Auditor General, they suspend them, say for professional misconduct. And una say una they put together a tribunal. Una not put them together. Una put them together, then call the case, una say una they look for evidence. Ebo, so you know we get the evidence before you they suspend the person. And then the court now, if in a place like here, the court for overrule and say, you know what, una not get evidence, una reinstate the woman. But it's very clear. They not do harm. And the woman even go to court, say for let them bring up the case. They not do harm. Tay now. So the question now where Boku people are like one smart lawyer, where I respect highly, where Michael, Basita Michael, it asks the question now, waiting go be the fate of the Auditor General. So given that BO don't Corner don't pronounce her for win the second term. And the Constitution not give President Bill any right for fire that woman day. At all. So that means President Bill don't pull somebody where be the auditor and that audit report where that woman be the pull. Then they use against APC for talk to the Salone people and say APC the court where they be the law quotes them say APC na party where they do all sort of things. And they use different word. President Bill called the IAMP, he called the all sort of things. Now, based on the reports, them for the most part, where that woman be they put out. So, una see why I say President Bill not good for that country there. So, cleverly or otherwise, what did he do? Say, okay, we don't use this woman in report against the previous administration. So, I not go make other person use a report against me. So now the person where he puts there as temporary person for auditor, to my understanding, they exclude in office, the office of the vice president, the first lady, the all activities, not for audit. Ebo, so now that direction they will want our country go. Una the SLPP loyalist, una ask una self them questions then they. Una no want accountability, una no want let President Bill be accountable. So it's similar to Anes Koroma. Now, after we don't commodity, we then do investigation now, they see all sort of reckless spending, corruption here and there. So now we want for wait stay if it continue for Sidon Day after 10 years. And if now other SLPP somebody come after in the bill, that means it go influence that person there, not for even open in books. So you see why I say President Bill dangerous, because if he gets something for hide, highly likely, if go for a third term, he go rig the election back for like SLPP person take after him, where we go say successor. So that way that person they go continue for covering tracks. So Salone with ordain that kind mercy day. In the like they at the mercy of President Bill, where him na civilian, I mean citizen like me and you too. Now what you will call first among equals. Now I make them call them in family first family. But we all equal. We all, President Bill, and with the cabinet members, we all equal as Sierra Leonean citizens. We get equal right. So, but if we allow this thing for slide, we don't put a stop to it. My brothers and sisters, including me APC, SLPP brothers and sisters, President Bill, it don't test, but in them, it get away with them. And if he get away with this, it go do past that. Africa, unfortunately, we're not going to count on the AU or even the ECOWAS. We're not able to count on them. Because otherwise, therefore, we don't condemn what will happen at Guinea. The not for the wait stay military take over. Therefore, we don't condemn what will happen na Ivory Coast. Waiting na Ouattara. Again, self a third term. And for the African Union, with brothers and sisters, we don't see Boku example. Look at Egypt. The military overthrown a democratically elected government. And then I did it. And when he did it, initially take over, say he try for stabilize things, and then he hand over, go back to the barracks. But what did happen? He kind of manipulates the constitution, a fake referendum. And now it don't did it. And by the calculation where I make, the way we don't tamper with the constitution, it go did it maybe then 2032. Now the same thing Alpha Conde do. And at the same thing Ouattara do. And look now Burkina Faso. Military overthrown a democratically elected government. And look Senegal until people then protest and die before he announced say he not go a third term. Ebo, why we not go try for make President Bill no say not a popular move it make so in the interest of the country. Let it, I don't know if I will say force, but let it push ECSL for resolve these issues. So we self we get concerned about the way how President Bill don't trample upon the constitution. We go lay we concerns them to rest. Why we not think that? Why as a supporter of a loyalist of the party? Again, if you believe in the party ideology, that's very good. But I believe, say, the ideology of the SLPP party, according to their motto, are one people, one country. But look at what President Bill they do. They divide the country, and now they even disregard concerns from the international community. So, my brothers and sisters, I go left now with this. Again, Bokutin and they for talk about. The reason we make an offer talk too much about President Bill, a new cabinet, now because of this Tiwe day before we, a huge something. Not to say I don't recognize them or anything like that, because constitutionally, the person we're supposed to declare him as president, now I don't declare so. But if we allow Salone forgo this path, President Bill can be another Alpha Kone. It go be another Ouattara. It go be another Morsi na Egypt. So dear, this is something way deeper than the surface. It deeper than just for ask ECSL for release the disaggregated data, because it is sets the path to President Bill in tyranny. For let it continue for become a dictator. And we all know say from President Kaba to President Koma, we don't come a long way. Salone, we almost be the take democracy now for granted. That's how we will only enjoy democracy in the country. Until this election. Even before the election, not to just APC, opposition members them, they be done they complain. President Bill as a candidate then, not able for urge ECSL for address them complaining day. Knowing that if the thing go up until election term, it will create a situation where the country not go peaceful. You know that. But yet deliberately, because it gets a different strategy for usurp the people's power. Again, fumble them. I want to tell una boku tenki. Where una join. So I want for una all think about Salone force. Yes. Now una right, una constitutional right. For una believe in what una believe in. For una believe in the ideology of SLPP, APC, NGC, C4C, and all them parties then they. Now una right. Nobody not for take that rights they from una. But I use the word but because on a right, they again get obligations. So as citizens, we get obligation for put the country first. We get obligation for prevent the country from going into ruins. We get that obligation there. And one my brother say, and not get mind for do it how they do so. Yes, not we all get our mind there, but however, per English, one big sense they will say, you will see where bad thing they happen. You quiet. You equally as guilty as the person they do the bad thing. So my brother, now the reason that we make not quiet. And I'm glad where people them, the CEO and everybody join me in a VOS for let me give you 2 cents. So on behalf of the entire team, I want for left this video with una. Let una hear the Kenyan president, current president. And remember, the Kenyan president, a day less than 1 year. But when I see the pressure where people and they put Panam, so Salone now, what think can happen? Where people and say things then Tranga. By the way, things then Tranga na Salone past Kenya. According to the numbers them. Things then Tranga na Salone past how then Tranga na Kenya. So the Kenyan people in protest. I know the president call them terrorists. But when we people in protest, And again, by the way, something similarly happened with the opposition stronghold and all that thing and they, because them people and they, in addition to being loyal to them party and stuff, they suffer. Because some people and they, instead of them come out, we then are part of them political party, but no, they're not gonna come out. So but unayeri where somebody say he vote for Ruto, but thinks they're hard. And fairly enough, any reasonable person will say, but the guy is less than a year. So, but no, not an excuse. You campaign and take the position and tell people and say you go fix things. So you for fix them. Now that the people and say. So, but we now, 5 years on, President Bill still they give excuses. 5 years on. And then una the loyalist, una they still accept their excuses then they. No. Nobody not force President Bill for run for be president of that country. He run because he feels say he go to fix the problem in the country. So we not for make like saying a favor if they do the country. No. Nobody not force him for take the position. He take the position because he believes say he able for solve the problems of that country there. So TLA will not take excuses. And people and they suffer. Salone, the 7th highest food inflation country in the world, the entire world, 7th. Hey, boy, you look at the poverty, we're there within the top 10 of the country there, the poorest country there in the world. Top 5 safe. So let not go on and on and on because Bokutin and they for talk about my brothers and sisters, particularly the SLPP folks them. Salone not in the right track. At all. Una believe it, una believe, but the numbers them. Now they show say Salone in the right track. At all. So I left this video to let una watch them and let una see that person will just come na power. We na the president of Kenya. Yes, people in protest. However, una see how he address because people and say them the salary need to increase and all that thing and they how he position himself in terms of the solution. Let's play for now. And then on behalf of everybody, I want to tell you Boku thank you una join the program. By God's grace, I will come back Thursday for giving another episode of this program with our Salone issues. And by the way, before I forget, tomorrow, Mr. Shilon, as una know, na somebody we very cool, calm, and he get tough questions them. Mr. Mengot, we instead a cool, calm, na two great gentlemen them. Then go get Honorable Abdul Kagbo, we then go get the opportunity for ask him plenty of the questions that we they ask. So by God's grace, if everything goes well, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, we na July 23rd on our tune in na VOS for a great exclusive interview with Honorable Abdul Kagbo, when I'm namesake. We na APC member and I will say MP elect because you're not sworn in as MP, so MP elect for Putloko district. So it will come on VOS. Now the social media review show, they are on a tune in and let we all you together for say and able to get the opportunity for asking questions them we the bother we. So until then, una thank you and let God bless una with una family and let God bless above all Mama Salone. And by the way, let God bless President Bill. Let it bless we leaders them in a way for change their mindset, for put the country first. If we swear them, then go continue for going in the wrong direction, it will be generational curse. So dear, let we not do that. Let we pray for them. Let God change their mindset so then we'll push the country in the right direction. Again, Ona thank you very much and Ona tata.
So our teachers our policemen, our people serving in the military space, people working in government offices. We have agreed that because of where we are today, your salaries will be adjusted by between 7 and 10% from tomorrow. But for the other people, the state officers, myself, my deputy, ministers, PSS, na wale wadosi wengine wabunge, na wale wengine, sisi mambo yetu tungoje. Tafadhali. Hiyo mshahara itakwama hapo. Mimi nimeona watu wanasema mshahara ya kuna watu fulani, hapana. Hiyo mshahara ingoje hapo. Until I have instructed the SRC to give us international best practice, because we need to reduce the gap between all of us who work for the people of Kenya. We need to make sure that the gap between the person paid the least and the person paid the most is not too big, because we are all workers. It is not possible that the people at the top earn 100 times more than the people at the bottom. It's not right. Because we live in the same country, we buy the same food, we go to the same shop, we go to, I have told SRC there is an internationally accepted, it's called compression formula. Until they come back to me to tell me we meet that threshold, hii salaries yetu itangojea. Until we are all living the same.